So students, there was some network issue that I got disconnected, and here in the Connecti there is some network issue right now. There is no light, no internet. So I'm recording this video for your reference. So we were talking about that batch processing. I am starting from the uh, first topic that I have discussed on that Google meeting. Okay, so the first one was batch processing. In batch processing, what we do, we split the data into small parts, and we process the one part at a time. So, like that, I have given you one example that you have come here for that document verification KNIT. So there was one verification team, and there were nearly 350 students. So all the 350 students cannot be entertained together. So on or simultaneously. So what they do, they ask for some batch, like you say 5 students at a time. 5 students come to their desk, verify their document, and then go away. Then next 5 students will come. So what they do, they divided the whole students into small batch of five students. So in similar scenario, in similar manner, what data processing is done, the data is split into small parts, and we consider data one batch at a time for the data processing. Second one is real-time processing. What in real-time processing is done, that when you, I have given one example, like withdrawing money from ATM. There are for one bank, let's assume that name is A. So the bank A has 100 ATM uh, spread all over the country. In 100 ATM, all the customers want to withdraw some money, but uh, there is one scenario that the money requested by all the ATM, by the customer also, is greater than the money that bank has already in that in all of the accounts. So what will happen, that some of the requests will be entertained, some of the requests will not be entertained. So it is real time processing, that the money in the account is real time processing scenario. So what they do, that they either accept your request or deny your request. They will not save it for the later. The all the requests will be entertained on the go. It will not be saved for the later thing. Okay, then third one is online posting. What is online posting? That's the data is retrieved from one point, and it is processed at another place. Like for an example, in barcode scanning or QR scanning, like you done in the UPI thing. What you do in UPI, you scan UPI code through your mobile and store that data into your mobile, send it over the internet to the bank server. At the bank server, whatever data that you have retrieved through that QR code, it will go to the bank server, and at the bank server, what has happened, that it will match that retrieved data to the existing customer. If the data matches, then bank will notify you that it is a validated and authorized bank personnel, and it will transfer the data, it will uh, withdraw money, or it will deposit the money. So the data is collected at your mobile at locally, but it is processed globally at the bank server. So such processing is called online processing. Fourth one is multiprocessing. What in multiprocessing do, when data is split into small parts, and all the parts are processed at different location at different system, and such process data will generate some output on those system, and all the output will be combined into a single entity, and the result will be generated. So in a multiprocessing, what is being done, the data is split into some parts, and all the parts are processed at different location. It is different from batch processing. In batch processing, we are considering one batch at time, but all the processing is done at one place, while in the multi-processing, it is processed at different places. Okay, fifth one is time sharing. In time sharing, what is done that the resources, the computer resources or the uh, s- server resources, all the resources are the time of that resource or the computation time of that resource is split into some parts, and it is given to some request that is being generated for the data processing. Like there are some 10 requests for data processing: data request 1, data request 2, data request 3, up to data request 10. So the computer resources are divided into into time, that for first 10 second data request 1 will be entertained, next 10 second data request 2 will be entered. So the time is divided into such that all the data requests will gain some time on the computer process, and no process will be waiting for the computer resource. So all the data resources will get some time for that thing. So next topic, data processing method. In data processing method, what is there, that there are three types of data processing: manual data processing, mechanical data processing, and electronic data processing. In manual data processing, what is done, that all the data processing that is done by human, uh, by storing the data into file or into copy or like that, and all the computation done on local in by human, not with the help of any type of electronic gadget. Such type of data processing is called manual data processing. Okay, so it is very cheap in by the aspect of cost, but it can have some error. It is very high error prone method, manual data processing. Second one is mechanical data processing. In mechanical data processing, some tools are used. We call it mechanical tools, but it is somewhat electron tool also, like calculator. Calculator has some electronic part, but we categorize it into mechanical data tools. So the data tools are calculator, typewriter, printing press, etc. So, the data processing which is done by such tools is called mechanical data processing. Third one is electron data processing. In the data processing scenario, wherever some electronics tools like the software programs, computer, these things are included, such data processing is called electron data processing. Whether the data processing is done on cloud or something, so all these processes are called electronic data processing. Next topic is data visualization. What is data visualization? One thing I want to say, that uh, this PPT have very some part of the uh, notes that I have shared earlier in the PDF format. So go through that PDF. This PPT and this video is only for the understanding purpose. Okay. So the theory part will be less here in the PPT. Okay. So, data visualization. What in data visualization? That all the data that is generated by some method or something, that data should be accessible to the third party, or in layman terms, it will be understandable. That one person who has no knowledge of technical terms or technical things can understand the data very well. So such a thing is called data visualization. Like we have many algorithms like AI and machine learning algorithm. We apply on the data, some result will be generated, and the result generated by the processing of high dimensional data, the result generated, the output is shown to you or displayed to you in a readable format, in a more understandable format. Such process is called data visualization. Okay. Next topic is regression, prediction, and classification. First, we will understand what is prediction. In prediction, what we do, we predict that the upcoming data, the data that is coming into near in the near future, will be what type of data. We predict it on the basis of existing knowledge. So first you need to learn the type of learning. It's not in your syllabus, but with that help you will understand prediction, regression, classification very well. So there are two type of learning. One thing is supervised learning, other thing is unsupervised learning. Supervised learning is what? That you have some data already on your hand, and on with the help of the data you will predict the future. So for an example, there is KNIT. KNIT was founded in nearly 1980, so there is 40 years of history. So with that 40 years of history, we know very well that all the students which will come into one branch, what facility they will need, what things they will do, what we need to do. So we have some already some existing data on that. With the help of that data, we will arrange some facility for that. But let's assume there is one new college which have no previous information or the students or faculty or the staff. he, he will need to work from the scratch. He will he will do something that all the knowledge that he will gain with the time pass by. He will gain some information. So the new college is the learning that new college is done is called unsupervised learning. He have no previous information, but the information that KNIT already has, such data processing learning method is called supervised learning. In supervised learning, we have prior information, but in unsupervised learning, we don't have prior information. Okay, so we will come to the topic prediction. What is prediction meaning? The mechanism to predict the future, that the upcoming data will be of which type of data we can predict uh, in the probability form is called prediction. Okay, so next topic is regression. In regression, what regression and classification. In regression classification, what we do, first thing is classification. uh, by the name of classification you will understand there is something to do with class. So in classification what we do, we can already label some classes like class name, like you guys come to the KNIT, we have already seven existing class. One is civil, second one is electrical, CS, IT, MCA, mechanical, like seven classes already there. So we can predict that the new student that is coming to KNIT will fall one of the class, will go to one of the branch. Okay, so the classification, in the classification we divide the data into sub parts and label them with a name. Then if we can name one class, one particular kind of class, why? Because we know that those students or those class will have some particular property. So based on that property we can categorize those data into some class. So such process is called classification. Second one is regression. What we do in the regression, we take whole the data and take the a one average of the data. Okay, so it is one mathematical term, that correlation between dependent and independent variable. There is one dependent variable, the you can see in the diagram, there is one average line which is going through a straight line from 20 to 80, and all the data is spread all near to it. So we can take that which data is near to it, which data is far from it. So we can display the characteristic of the data based on that line. So in regression we will find what is the correlation between dependent independent variables. So there will be some variable which independent to the other variable, and some variable will be dependent on the independent variables. So we will find the relation. Okay, so regression is some technical term that you will understand by going the deep, but for this course you will only need to read the definition and the gist of it. Okay, so there are some type of machine learning classification algorithm like logistic regression, k-nearest neighbor, support vector machine kernel, SVM, and for regression we have some simple linear regression, multiple linear regression, polynomial regression, like that. Okay, after that we have topic clustering and recommendation system or recommender system. In clustering, what we do, we take the raw data, we apply some algorithm on it, we process the data, and after processing, we know that the resultant data will be of some different kind. So the resultant data will be categorized into subcategory. Okay, like for the example given in the PPT or in the PDF, that there is some raw data, there are some fruits combined in a group. We apply some clustering algo, and with the help of clustering algo, we able to differentiate between them, that some are strawberry, some are apple, and some are other fruits. So we group the data on the basis of characteristics. Clustering and classification algorithm is somewhat similar, but there is some difference between that. Clustering is done on unlabeled data. We don't know, or in the classification algorithm, we already know that there will be existing class, and the new data will fall in the existing classes we have already established. But in the clustering, we don't know what type of data will be coming. So it is like unsupervised learning. We will categorize the data on the go. When the time pass by, we will do that with the help of clustering algorithm. Okay. So after that, for example, you can take that fruit example. Okay. After that, we have recommender system. Recommender system or recommendation system is similar. So you can take that example that I have given in the PDF and PPT also. So in the recommendation system, uh, what is done, that all the behavior that users show on the internet, what we do is recorded in the backend. Like you go to Netflix or YouTube, you search for one video, you watch it, then after some days or some time, you again go and you see some similar kind of video, then third time again similar kind of video. From the next time, YouTube or Netflix, whatever, wherever will you go, the similar kind of video will be suggested in your recommendation box. Whatever you have done, like you have seen cricket video on YouTube, you see for 2 3 days you see cricket related video or cricket interview video. From the next day, all the recommended video will have some video consisting of that cricket or cricket interview videos. So in the back end, what is being recorded, that you are interested in cricket related video. Okay. So this data is generated at backend. You will not know. For other example, like you go to Flipkart or Amazon website. On Flipkart or Amazon website, you search for one particular kind of product. Okay, you check that price, you check that availability, and you have not buy it. Okay, from the next time, whenever you will go to Facebook or Instagram or something like that, in the recommendation ad box, you will get the same kind of product that you have searched earlier on the Flipkart or Amazon. Similar kind of product will be recommended to you on the Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. So this uh, this process is called recommendation system. Recommendation system take your interest, whatever time you spent on internet, it will record your activity and recommend the product based on that. Okay. You will read that theory in the theory part. I have provided you enough in the PDF. Just check it out, and let me know if there is any doubt in your mind or any question related to unit 1. uh, Message me on WhatsApp or in the group, or individually, or call me if there is any doubt. Okay. And the assignment will be provided to you based on unit 1 and unit 2 soon. Thank you.